Welcome to the Positive Solutions for Families Module 2, titled Making It Happen. In this module, we are going to talk about the importance of play as a very powerful parenting practice and share some ideas that you can use to help your child build friendship skills. Helping your child learn how to play and interact with other children and adults is a great example of supporting your child's social emotional development. You may be surprised that we are spending so much time working on how to connect with your child in positive ways through building relationships, being more intentional about using positive comments and encouragement in playing. I'm sure you're wondering when we're going to talk about those challenging behaviors that you might be encountering. Please remember, making positive connections with your child creates a very important foundation for helping him or her learn new ways to interact and behave. We will talk a little more about this connection at the end of the session, so please be patient and we will show you how all of this ties together. In the first module, we talked about the importance of filling your child's relationship tank. Just like a car, our children need their relationship tank refilled on a regular basis. Our negative, harsh, or critical words and actions can drain gas from the tanks. Our positive words, actions, attention, and encouraging statements continue to fill their tanks. Think about times over the past month when you were able to fill and refill your child's tanks. Were you successful in finding ways to fill and refill your child's tank? And how did your child react? And how did it make you feel? We also spoke last session about using positive comments and encouragement as a parenting tool. Were you able to use positive comments and encouragement with your child throughout the month? What types of things were you doing, was your child doing, and how did they react to your comments? Remember that when we use positive comments and encouragement, we continue to fill their relationship tank and make them more confident. Also remember that parents need encouragement too. So please take a moment to give yourself a pat on the back for something you did with your child this month. Today we're going to continue to focus on ways to build positive connections with your children by talking about the power of play. I know that all of you play with your children, but did you ever realize how powerful that time can be for your child? We will talk about ways to play with your child that will engage them and be enjoyable for both of you. When you increase the positive times you have with your child, you continue to strengthen your relationships, which in turn makes it easier to teach your child new skills and behavior. Let's think about the advantages and barriers to playing with your children. Advantages might include it makes your child happy, it increases creativity, builds positive relationships, teaches new skills, shows children how to use social skills and interact with others. Your child learns how to problem solve, and parents really enjoy it. Barriers might include there's certainly not enough time, more than one child, and siblings might get jealous. There might not be enough space to play. Parents are really tired at the end of work to play. Parents may find their child's play a little bit boring. Playtime with your child may have been more of a struggle than fun, and your child doesn't really know how to play. While these obstacles are for real, we need to problem solve together and figure out how we can make playing with your child a priority. The benefits of play far outweigh the barriers. Let's talk about the power of play. Play can benefit your child in so many ways. Play provides multiple opportunities for children to learn social, communication, and academic skills. We may think that play is something that children do instinctively and that we really don't need to spend time playing with them. However, it is so important for you to find time to play with your children. Play is a way to fill your child's relationship tank. Through play, you can help your child learn to solve problems, try new ideas, and explore their creativity. Playtime with adults can build your child's vocabulary so that children can learn to communicate more effectively, which may reduce challenging behaviors. Children can also learn social skills such as turn-taking, sharing, and being empathetic. Let's think about the play situations where the child is in control and the adult follows the child's lead. The adult allows the child to organize the play situation and then imitates the child's play or uses talk or play narration to facilitate attachment, language, engagement, and fun. Talking and play narration is like being a sports announcer. When you watch or listen to sports, the announcer gives a play-by-play account of what is happening. That is exactly what you'd be doing when you're playing with your child. This helps your child to stay engaged in the play situation, builds vocabulary, and makes your child feel pretty special because you're interested in what they're playing. Playing in this manner provides many opportunities for positive comments and encouragement. In addition, this type of play provides opportunities for you to model positive social skills such as sharing, turn-taking, helping others, and giving compliments. It would be great if you could find at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to use this type of play with your child. Please think about the times you can build into your day for this type of play. The following are tips to help you and your child's playtime. Tip number 1, follow your child's lead. Wait to see what they're interested in. Watch to see what he or she does with the object or person, and then join into your child's play. Tip 2, talk about what your child is doing. This means describing, commenting, and expanding on what your child is doing. When we just ask questions, it often stops the play, and then the child loses interest or becomes frustrated. Try and limit the number of questions you ask. Tip number 3, encourage your child's creativity and imagination. Sometimes it's really hard to let our children be creative when we're trying to teach them colors and numbers and vocabulary. We all want them to learn, but sometimes it is equally important to go with the flow, follow our child's lead, and see where he or she goes with the play situation. Tip number 4, watch for cues that your child might be losing interest in the play situation. Tip number 5, try to avoid power struggles. And tip number 6, always have fun together. Because it is often hard to find time to play with your child, we want to make the most of our playtime. Let's practice putting those powerful parenting practices into action. The great thing is you don't need expensive toys. Think of play as interactions between your child and something else. That's you. Parents can also find times during routine-based activities to play with their child. For example, during bath time, at the grocery store, or when they're in the car. Let's now talk about things to try at home for the next month. Let's develop a play goal for the month and then make a plan. Make a plan to record in whatever manner you wish when you played with your child, what you did together, and how your child reacted. Remember, the main focus is to have fun with your child. The next slide will provide you with some examples of play goals. Remember, when setting goals, the importance of playing with our children is utmost. Children learn social and communication skills that will help them be more successful when playing with other children. When our children acquire these skills, it is easier for them to make friends. So you may make a play example of, I'm going to try to turn off the TV for 10 to 15 minutes and play with my child. I'm going to stop what I'm doing and focus on my child while we are playing. And I'm going to really try hard to follow my child's lead. I'm going to play with each boy one-on-one while my spouse gives the other a bath. Or another plan might be, I'm going to try to stop being so bossy and let my child decide what she wants to play instead of them taking my lead. When children play successfully with their friends, these are some of the skills they possess and exhibit. Verbal engagement with peers, giving and taking suggestions within the play scenario, sharing toys and other materials, taking turns, helping others, giving compliments, and understanding and giving apologies. It is important to not only teach our children these skills, but to also provide them with opportunities to practice these skills so they become more fluent and successful in using them. We as parents can help our children develop friendship skills. It's very important for parents to plan ahead when arranging playtimes between your child and a friend. Here are some points to think about. Is it best to have one or more friends? Who can my child play with who already has some good play skills? Do I have enough toys and materials to prevent sharing problems? Have I taught my child what it means to be a good friend? Think about what you think are important friendship skills. It is also important to think about what you are going to do during play to help your child be more successful in play situations. Tip number 1 is try to stand nearby the children playing. Tip number 2, keep playtimes short. Tip number 3, remind the children to use their words and model for them the appropriate language to use. Tip number 4, help your child to begin to understand the other child's perspectives. And once your playtime is over, you can promote these skills your child used by making sure your child knows what went well. Be really specific about it. This is a great time to use positive comments and encouragement to again fill and refill their relationship tank. Ask your child if she or he enjoyed playing and following his or her lead in describing the activity. And if all went well, set up another playtime. Let's go back to the power of engagement and positive comments in relation to your child's behavior. This slide is an example of using positive comments and encouragement when thinking about your child's behavior. The child's name is in the first column. In the second column is the challenging behavior. And the third column describes the behavior the parent would like to see. The last column is an example of the positive comment or encouragement that the parent could use. When a child hears positive comments, it leaves a big lasting impression. It makes them feel competent and confident. It is also a good strategy to use in acknowledging and reinforcing good behavior. Instead of commenting on the negative behavior, try and catch your child displaying the desired behaviors and using positive comments to reinforce that behavior. For example, when your child follows a direction, say, "Thank you for listening," and give them a hug or a high five. And if they are using their inside voices, use positive feedback by saying, "Wow, I really like your inside voice." In the upcoming weeks, try to think about some behaviors you would like to see less of and more of, and ways to encourage your child to use those behaviors. This slide shows some examples of challenging and desired behaviors. We would like to see less of ignoring and more of listening. We would like to see less of hitting and more of using your words. We would like to see less of screaming and more of using inside voices. We would like to see less of making messes and more of cleaning up. We would like to see less of refusing to get dressed and more of getting dressed when asked. And we would like to see less of using bad words and more use of nice words. Let's review the things to do at home. Set a play goal for the upcoming weeks and try to find time to play with your child. And write down at least one behavior you would like to see less of and one behavior you would like to see more of. This session's focus was on making it happen. Our last session's focus was on making connections. We discussed many ways to make connections with your child. Through these positive connections, we help our children feel more competent and confident, learning interaction and friendship skills. We need to teach our children these skills and provide opportunities for them to practice them. When children have these types of skills, they are less likely to engage in challenging behaviors. So, let's go and make it happen. We hope you have found this session to be helpful and you have gained useful information and tools. We look forward to our next Positive Solutions for Family session. We are going to be considering the question, why do children do what they do? Thank you for listening. Have fun playing with your child.